Hi, welcome to the Cocktail Kitchen. I'm Tony Abuganim, and I'm going to take you on a culinary journey into the wonderful world of fresh seasonal cocktails. Now, to make that journey a little easier and a lot more fun, one of the key ingredients is stocking the right bar tools. Now, for your home bar, the first thing you're going to want to stock is the Boston Shaker set. Now, the Boston Shaker consists of a 16-ounce mixing glass and a 26-ounce mixing tin. They're designed to work together. The way they work is the drink is prepared in the mixing glass. The ice goes in the mixing tin. We then transfer the drink into the tin, and on a slight angle, with a bit of a twist and a pop, we make the seal. And if we've done it correctly, it won't come apart. Now, you want to shake it with the tin forward and off to the side. This way, if you do have a leaky seal, it'll leak on your shoulder and not in your guest's face. And as Harry Craddock says, you really want to rock the shaker hard. You want to wake it up and not put it to sleep. All right, to break the seal, you don't want to hit it against the bar or your counter. All we need to do is find our sweet spot. And our sweet spot is right here where the concave of the glass is. So we hold it with 2 fingers on the tin, 2 fingers on the glass. With our right hand, fingers pointing to the sky, we just pop that sweet spot, and it comes right apart. Probably the second most popular shaker, and the one you find in most home bars, is called a cobbler or 3-piece shaker. 3 pieces because it consists of 3 pieces. And those 3 pieces are the body of the shaker, where the drink is prepared with ice, the top with the built-in strainer, and the lid. And again, we just want to shake that until we thoroughly blend the drink. Removing the top, we strain it right into the glass. There are 2 strainers that work with the Boston set. We have the very popular and common Hawthorne strainer, the strainer with the spring, which works beautifully with the mixing tin, but not so beautifully with the mixing glass. For the mixing glass, which is where any drink such as a martini or a Manhattan that is chilled by stirring is prepared, we have the julep strainer, which again works beautifully in the mixing glass, but not so good in the mixing tin. Speaking of stirred cocktails, you'll need a long-handled bar spoon. And to stir a drink, the drink is prepared over ice in the mixing glass. The spoon is placed to the bottom of the glass with the top of the spoon in the middle. You just want to stir that 20 times to the right and 20 times to the left. If you're making swizzles, you'll want to invest in a good cocktail swizzle. This looks like an egg beater with a long handle. In the glass we're going to serve the drink in, we add our crushed ice, our spirit, and we simply swizzle the drink to mix, working the swizzle from the top to the bottom until the outside of the glass begins to frost. Knives. It's really important to invest in a good set of knives. I suggest 3. A chef's knife for larger fruits such as watermelons or pineapples, a serrated knife, which is great for citrus fruits, and a paring knife, which is wonderful for making those cute little garnishes. This is called a Lewis bag. It's a canvas bag, and if your home ice maker doesn't have a crushed ice component, you'll want to get a Lewis bag for putting cubed ice in and preparing crushed ice for smashes or mojitos. And canvas, this way the canvas absorbs any water after you've crushed the ice. Tongs. You'll probably want a couple set of tongs. One for handling garnishes such as olives or cherries. Another set for ice cubes, because you never want to handle your guest's ice with your fingers. An ice scoop is also a great addition for handling ice. Fresh citrus juice. You're going to use a lot of it, so you're going to want to invest in a good juicer. Actually, a couple of different types of juicers. For lime juice, I always recommend a good handheld lime juicer. Remember, limes are the most fragile of all citrus, and they'll actually start to oxidize in about 20 minutes after you squeeze them. So you always want to squeeze them fresh. Now for lemons, if you're only making a small amount of juice, you can use one of these and prepare them as needed. But for larger citrus, such as orange or grapefruit, you're going to want to invest in a good crank juicer. This way you can prepare a larger quantity of juice, and you always want to prepare your juice just prior to using it so it's as fresh as possible. Now, for making lemon spirals, orange spirals, lime spirals, you'll want to get a stripper. This is a citrus stripper, also known as a channel knife for preparing garnishes. A zester is also a great tool for preparing spirals. A muddler. You need a good muddler. I like hardwood muddlers, one that has a big body so that the muddler actually does all the work, and never get one that is stained or varnished. Hardwood, treat it with a little mineral oil and don't put it in your dishwasher. Jiggers. I talk a lot about mixing drinks and cooking. It's actually more related to baking. It's a little more of a precise measurement, so you'll want to invest in a jigger. A jigger measures 1.5 ounces, which is the large side of the cone, and the smaller cone is known as a pony, or 1 ounce. Very important to measure your ingredients. Now, glassware. Invest in some good crystal glassware. First would be a great old-fashioned glass. Look for a glass that's rather thin with a heavy shank or bottom, something that has some good heft to it that feels good in your hand. A highball glass. Buy a highball glass with a good shank, bottom, nice feel, and that matches your old-fashioned glass. And then the cocktail glass. Here, crystal is a must with a thin rim so that it greets your lips in a beautiful way. Well, that ought to get you started. Now we've stocked our bar, let's make some cocktails.